Texas Podcast Massacre contains spoilers and adult language. For more horror, visit us at our website at texaspodcastmassacre.com. This is Texas Podcast Massacre.
Through the ghoul-guarded gateways of slumber, past the wan-mooned abscesses of night, I have lived all my lives without number. I have sounded all things with my sight, and I struggle and shriek ere the daybreak, being driven to madness with fright. I have whirled with the earth at the dawning, when the sky was a vaporous flame.
What is this?
I have seen the dark universe yawning, where the black planets roll without aim, where they roll with their horror unheeded, without knowledge or luster or name.
Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre.
Was that Killy Joel?
Yeah, more Cthulhu Joel is more like. So apparently, someone had, I guess, realized that the same meter in Billy Joel's Piano Man matches H.P. Lovecraft's Nemesis. So someone put the two together, and that was pretty. That was nice.
I almost thought you were going to say that song matched the cadence for the screenplay of Star Trek Nemesis, which would have also been good.
Oh my god.
Either way.
Either way, it's good. Well, welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre. This is back to our news cycle. It's been a little bit since we've done a little short news section, so thought we'd kick it off now.
Lisa was clamoring to do one. So
yeah, I really missed it.
Yep.
Well, speaking of H.P. Lovecraft, I do have. I have a number of
segue.
I know, right? I have a number of new movies to talk about, as I'm sure y'all may have as well. But there will be a new H.P. Lovecraft or Lovecraftian horror movie called They Remain, which will have kind of a theatrical run in March. So,
when you say new, does that mean there's some that already exist?
Yeah. The Void was one.
Wow, you're not engendering any goodwill.
Well, eventually they'll get it right, is all I'm saying.
But that was not based on an H.P. Lovecraft.
It was Lovecraftian.
The thing is Lovecraftian as well.
Okay.
So, I mean, the thing is...
Yeah, but the thing is very good.
Yeah, well, hopefully this might be. I don't know. I don't make promises. I don't know. We'll just. I mean,
it sounds like it's the polar opposite of The Void. One, they go into the void, don't come back. This one, they remain. So, I mean, it's probably the exact opposite.
Already better.
Yeah.
So this is Harper and Henderson portray scientists employed by a vast impersonal corporation. Sure. To investigate an unspeakable horror that took place at the remote encampment of a mysterious cult. Again, I mean, every Lovecraft. Basically, if it's Lovecraftian, there's always we're investigating a cult somewhere in a remote, desolate.
Did you go into caves to do it? Okay, whatever. It's all good.
Working and living in a state-of-the-art, high-tech environment that is completely at odds with their surroundings, they spend their days gathering physical evidence, analyzing it, and reporting on their findings. So if you are a fan of the scientific method, but not really, but don't have that much time, this sounds like it's going to be right up your alley. Thoughts from just what you've heard so far, which is very...
like what is 90% of the movie? Like, we gotta get these soil samples in on time.
I mean, it's Lovecraftian, so that they're going to find some artifact. They're going to open it. Pinhead could maybe show up. Also Lovecraftian.
Yeah.
Pinhead?
Yeah, Hellraiser. Mm-hmm.
I thought... Okay, maybe I don't know Lovecraft.
So Lovecraftian is just... The whole premise of Lovecraftian horror is... It's cosmic horror.
It's Cthulhu.
Well, yeah, it's opening into another dimension where some unspeakable, unfathomable evil or creature comes through. Yeah. So much that you either go insane just from the sheer inability to process what's happening, or they're going to destroy the world, like that mammoth, that big. So,
Or The Void, you go insane just watching it.
Yeah. Yeah, right. It has become for a we've done a lot of these episodes now.
Yeah.
Considering we've seen movies like Thanksgiving and we've seen movies like Tourist Trap, somehow The Void
is worse than Tourist Trap.
The Void sort of takes the low bar.
Yeah, I don't know how.
So Lisa, is this something you'd be?
Hell no.
Oh no. Okay, so we'll get Liz and David back on here for that.
Sure. Subject to that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, just in case it is like The Void, so that could be an interesting one. Yeah. So
I have very good news. So I saw this just today. So Mike Flanagan of Gerald's Game, Oculus fame, is doing Dr. Sleep, the Stephen King book, which is the sequel to The Shining, following Danny Torrance. So he's going back to the Stephen King well. Shockingly, after 86 Stephen King movies were made this year, they're wanting to do more. That's where the money's at. That's where the money's at, and he's doing it. So that sounds awesome. It says that Warner Brothers has put an adaptation of that movie on the fast track. So might be seeing that in like a year or two.
Excellent.
Is The Shining? There's no remake or any, like there's just that one.
There was a TV movie remake that was closer to what Stephen King liked. That was
the miniseries, kind of like what they did with it.
Worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I am convinced Stephen King, when it comes to movies, doesn't know what he's talking about.
That's correct.
Every Stephen King film that Stephen King is directly involved with is usually terrible.
It's usually worse.
Yeah.
Than his book?
Than his book, and certainly than any movie that's produced where he's not involved.
Why is that? That seems weird.
Because
it's source material.
Because I think there's parts that he thinks are very important, and there's a way he wants to present it, like a timeline, like an order that
doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make sense when you move to a different medium.
I see. Yeah.
What works in building suspense in a book isn't
right. You don't have as much time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's a lot of it, but
okay. So this is a segment I like to call "We're Getting Old, Bitches."
Oh no. I'm already not a fan of this segment.
This is the top 10 horror movies that are turning 20 years old.
Yeah, definitely don't want to play this game.
Hold on. So that's so 1998.
1998.
Oh.
I Know You Did Last Summer too.
You want to guess?
Sure.
I mean, you can. There's a lot of movies, though. I don't know if you'll hit it right on the mark.
1998. It's like The Faculty in there?
The Faculty's on there.
Yes.
Faculty's the first one.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well done.
1990.
You got one. Good job.
I would be like 12 or 13
Just movies, right?
Just movies.
Oh, okay.
13-year-old me.
Yeah.
What would I like to watch? Scream 2?
No, I don't think so. I mean, this is only the top 10, right?
Okay, what are the top 10? What are the top? Let's go through it here.
So The Faculty was the first one.
Boom.
So good job on that.
Well done.
Josh Hartnett.
Yeah.
Got it. Where's Derek at? What's happening?
I know.
Bride of Chucky.
Who cares?
Bride of Chucky's 20?
Who cares?
Doesn't that make you sad that Bride of Chucky is 20? So the rest of them are like way older than that?
Right.
One of Mitch's hands down favorite movies, Blade.
Yeah, Blade's 20. I would have thought it would have been, yeah, that makes sense. I would have thought it'd been older, but
yeah.
I would have thought so too.
If you said Blade 2, I would have been less surprised.
This one I hadn't heard of, Disturbing Behavior.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Katie Holmes in the house.
Yeah, she did not learn her lesson from this movie before marrying Tom Cruise.
It was literally a Scientology documentary.
Oh, wow.
And she still went into it after this.
All right, maybe we need to put it on the list then.
No.
Don't sue a Scientologist.
Urban Legend.
Oh, Urban Legend. Final Cut?
No, just Urban Legend.
No,
What's that lady's name? She's the one with the late 90s chick with the really curly hair.
I know who you're talking about. I can't.
Do not know. She's like something like Claudia Gerthardt or something.
Natasha Gregson Wagner.
No,
that's who's in this movie.
There's another one.
And Alicia Witt.
No.
Hold on. I'm looking. I know because I can see her. I don't.
She's like the crimped, curly.
Rebecca Gayheart.
Gayheart. There we go.
Rebecca Gayheart.
Yeah, keep saying her name. That'll really help.
Rebecca Gayheart.
What has she
Lisa.
been in?
So she was in Jawbreaker.
Oh, no.
She was in Scream 2.
Nope.
She's in the sorority. Yeah.
Here, I'm going to look at older stuff, but you may only know her from more recent stuff.
No, you don't know her for anything.
She's
always like the third actress in everything, or like the fourth actress.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Like she's the kind of actress who like auditioned for like the fourth craft person.
Here,
that chick.
you see her better in the Jawbreaker.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right, next.
Okay, next. Wild Things.
Oh my God.
No,
one of the classic movies. If that counts as horror, we're doing the Wild Things.
I want to see this one because it's literally Denise Richards, Matt Dillon, Nev Campbell, Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, you think you would enjoy it.
Oh, really?
This movie's amazing.
It's not good?
You have to watch this movie. Have to watch it.
Wait, can we go back to Urban Legend real quick?
Sure.
Jared Leto is in Urban Legend.
Jared Leto.
I forgot.
Not.
Yeah.
Jared Leto from my hometown.
How old is Jared Leto that he was in a movie?
Jared Leto's from your hometown?
He's from Bossier City.
What?
He's from Bossier?
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
Boss City.
Well, you know the
That
first rule
explains
about
a lot.
Urban Legend is you don't talk about when you started Urban Legend.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Leto was born in 71, so he's old.
He's old. Dang. Right.
Yeah, but he's from Boss City, so we call Bossier City.
calling it Boss City.
That's all the cool kids
City.
in Louisiana. There are none that call it that.
It's like it's Bruce Springsteen's
No,
hometown,
that's what
right?
Bossier City kids call Bossier City.
Yeah. Actually, I'm from Shreveport.
Sorry,
which is next
the
to
Bossier
we're
City.
separated by a river. Anyway, go ahead.
Enough about the Louisiana Tourism Board here.
All right.
Please come and throw your money away at our casinos. Thank you.
Pie.
Mitch's favorite Darren
Fuck that
Aronofsky movie. Pie.
Yeah, they're only Pie has only succeeded in terribleness by every other Darren Aronofsky movie.
Pie. If these are counting as horror movies, this is a very broad interpretation of horror. But I appreciate it.
Wild Things is not
anything
horror.
with Wild Things in it. I'm in.
You really like Wild Things?
I like the movie Wild Things.
We're gonna spend the whole episode just debating.
I like it. I like that movie.
All right. This was not supposed to turn into a debate, but okay. Dark City.
I was gonna say Dark City. No.
Oh, what you didn't.
Rufus.
Oh, but you didn't.
Rufus King. In there?
Yeah, Rufus. Oh, really? He's in it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. All
Jennifer
right.
Connelly.
We may have to add some of these
Kiefer
to the
Sutherland.
list.
Oh yeah, that movie's fantastic.
Okay, cool. Very Bad Things.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
I remember
Christian
it.
Slater, Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not like that movie was a very
It's
bad
not a
thing.
horror movie.
I think the movie was very
Okay.
bad.
I think it has to do with they like kill someone and
Yeah.
it's kind of one of those like spirals all out, but it's sort of like
Yeah.
a dark comedy.
Okay.
Okay, Mitch.
Yeah.
For you.
Oh shit! I should have known. Wait, which Puppet Master?
It's not Puppet Master. Although I'm surprised you didn't say this one.
For me, it could be Puppet Master like 3 through 100. Like
wasn't
could be
The
that
Ring.
year. I don't know.
Huh?
It wasn't The Ring.
No.
The Grudge?
No.
That's too.
You were closer with The Ring.
The Ring.
Ringu?
Yeah.
Oh, the Japanese one came out?
Yeah.
Okay, I know.
Nice.
Came out in January 1998.
Oh, nice.
Wow, well done.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
It's the first, they say that was one of the first J horror.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the ring is super influential.
Yeah.
I'm very looking forward
Unfortunately.
to that episode when we do it.
Well, yeah. I mean, in this upcoming week's episode, we'll be going over Japanese horror quite a bit.
Except it's not The Ring.
I said Japanese horror. Sorry, not as good Japanese horror.
Yeah.
We'll be going over that shortly.
That's fair. Yeah, agreed. So, there's a lot of stuff coming out on some streaming services. I say a lot. There's really not that much. But let me go through. So Netflix, I feel like Netflix, when they release out, they say, here's our list of, horror films and all that. I think horror is broadly defined. But starting February 1st, you're going to get the horror films of Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2.
Yikes.
Lara Croft Tomb Raider, which is scary for a number of reasons, but not what you think. Men in Black. And then Scream 3. I think someone just saw Men in Black as a horror film.
If someone could erase your memory, that's basically a horror film.
Yeah.
If you think about just that component, that could be a Black Mirror episode.
No. It's probably a horror film for Will Smith where he thinks, man, I used to be a big Hollywood star. But no. But Cabin Fever will also be coming out on February 2nd.
I had that in my list. Yes.
Altered Carbon season 1, which is a Netflix original.
That's more of a sci-fi, but that's fine.
Yeah. Well, still, I mean, some people like
Cabin Fever.
Some people lump them together.
Cabin Fever is the only movie I've walked out of the movie theater and my friend punched me because I made him go see it. That's the only time that's ever happened to me.
No, come on, Nate, don't lie.
Yeah. You think it would be more,
There's
but
gotta
it's
be another
only been
time.
one time.
Cabin Fever is really bad.
But it's really good.
You're thinking Cabin in the Woods.
No, I'm not thinking Cabin in the Woods. I'm thinking about all the other shitty movies Nate has made us watch.
So you know Boy Meets World.
Yes, of course.
So Ryder Strong is the main lead of Cabin Fever.
Okay.
Directed by Eli Roth.
Okay.
And you got the idea when he had a skin disease.
Yeah, and the guy who gave you Hostel brought Ryder Strong and ruined his career.
Yeah, Green Inferno, Hostel, Cabin Fever.
So anyway, there you then have Dismissed coming out. You have the season 5 of Bates Motel, and you have Frankenstein Chronicles season 1 and 2
What
on
the
Netflix.
fuck are you talking about, man?
These are all Netflix
Frankenstein
ones.
Chronicles? Is it the Sarah Connor Chronicles meets Frankenstein? Because I would be interested in that.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Yeah.
I've got no information. Now, if you don't like any of those options, HBO is going to have Spawn, the animated series, actually streaming on Amazon Prime now. Which the actual animated series, which is done by Todd McFarlane, no relation to Seth, is actually pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. It's very close to the comics. It is very dark. It's really close to the roots. So it's much better than the movie was by every measurable stretch.
Less John Leguizamo.
Yes.
In this movie. Okay.
Yes. Now, if you're ready to wait for a little bit, other good news, Hulu is getting The Babadook and the Autopsy of Jane Doe. Sorry, Nate. They have a new deal with IFC, so a lot of IFC horror movies will probably start coming to Hulu. No timing yet, but...
That's awesome. Yeah, that's fantastic.
And then I think the last one on all these new, and then I'll shut up so I don't keep stealing all your stories.
That's fine.
If you were one of the 2 or 3 people who enjoyed Castlevania, the animated,
I liked it.
It is coming back, Lisa.
Yeah. Well, it's coming back for 8 episodes instead of 4.
Twice as much garbage this time.
So it's coming out this summer back on Netflix. There'll be 8 episodes.
So instead of Dracula being in 10 minutes of 4 episodes, he'll be in 20 minutes of 8 episodes? Is that the strategy now?
No, it's still 10 minutes. But over 8.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, I guess the first part was like a prequel. Like, hey.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a prequel.
FYI. Well, that's terrible planning.
Yeah. Usually there's like a pilot, and then like from the pilot, then you do a whole series.
It was a 4-episode pilot.
It was a 4-episode pilot.
You do that when like no one knows the material. Like, if no one ever heard of Castlevania before, sure.
Yeah, but a lot of people haven't.
I think the show is pretty well liked by people.
People not us. It was by 1 of 3 of us. So 33%.
Yeah.
Extrapolated out of the population.
That's how statistics work. Yep.
It does, I think.
Mitch, you forgot one very important movie that's coming out March 13th on Blu-ray and digital on demand.
Oh, God.
Not in the theaters. It is the 10th installment of Lisa's favorite movie series, Children of the Corn Runaway.
Wait, there's more than one?
This is the 10th movie.
To be fair, Nate, I think I saw that when I was doing my research, and I think I looked and I said fake news, and I kept scrolling. I did not actually think it was real.
Well, like most things that are called fake news, it's real, Mitch. So it's happening. It is happening.
Lisa, you look thrilled.
Yeah.
I mean, they might as well just release it for free. Why are they even trying?
They're like, all right, we spent $2,000 in this movie. I'm hoping it's Thanks Killing level. But it's not. No, the reason that's actually being released is because, normally you have deals where, like, if you don't use the property for a certain amount of time, you lose the rights. And this company was about to lose the rights, so they just threw out this movie. So it's going to be trash.
Oh, great.
Even it was going to be trash before, but now it is.
It's really going to be
confirmed.
trash.
Yeah.
So they just have to make sure they make a reference to He Who Walks Behind the Rose one.
Yep.
So you have to say Outlander one time, and then they get to keep all the trademarks and shit.
It should be like. It should be like Children of the Corn 10, contractually obligated.
This is not going on the list.
It's not going on the list.
You just made the list.
No.
Speaking of movies that we've done before that will be on a list if they get sequels, Happy Death Day is potentially getting a sequel that expands out more on the time traveling time loop that Tree, the main character, came in.
Okay. I keep forgetting her name was Tree.
Her name was Tree. Yeah.
Could be good. Could be
good.
terrible.
Happy Death Year.
I don't
Happy
know.
Death Month.
I'd say leave it alone. If you didn't already go in with a plan for what you were gonna do,
Yeah,
you're just
how much they make that movie for?
I understand why.
And how much did it make?
Yeah, I understand
no one's leaving
why
that alone. They're gonna run it into the ground.
I'm aware. I understand how the movie industry works and why we make everything.
Happy Death Guy Fawkes Day.
Oh god.
So, yeah, none of those are going on the list. I ran into something interesting. Apparently, do you guys know the show Pawn Stars? I think it was Pawn Stars.
Porn stars?
Pawn Stars.
Oh, here we go. They really should have named that show something else, but I know they did it so that they could get people's
Prawn
attention.
Stars. It's about a Chinese restaurant.
We give you money, you give us stuff.
Yeah.
That's what they should have named it. So some guy went on the show with a actual good guy doll.
Okay.
And like legitimately this doll was in the first and second Chucky movies.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So he wants to sell it. So my question to you guys is how much would you want if you had an authentic good guy doll? And how much do you think the Pawn Star guys were willing to give him?
Okay,
they always lowball you. So
yeah.
yeah.
Nate, do you want to take the Pawn Star guy, or you want to take the seller? I'll do the other.
I'll be the pawn person.
Okay,
so I have no attachment to this whatsoever.
If I sold it, I'm sure I would. Realistically, what am I expecting to get it for it?
No. What do you want? What would you go in asking for?
$1 million.
Come on.
For cinematic history.
Mitch's like, I want another. I want like the Bride of Chucky.
I would say I would go in 10,000.
You go in 10,000? Okay. What do you think?
I would say I would give you like 1,500 maximum.
Okay. Y'all are not far off.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. So he went in asking for $8,000.
Okay. Wow. That's pretty close. Yeah.
They brought in like a specialist on movies.
Oh yeah.
Because
they know that's like, hey, we'll give you a kickback on this when we sell it.
And the guy said because it was a background prop and not an actual like it wasn't like the Chucky doll.
I think you said it was the Chucky doll.
Well, it was one. You know,
it was
how
one
they
that
have,
was just in there. Oh,
yeah, they have like a million good guy dolls in there.
I misunderstood you.
So he said in the right settings, which this always bothers me about the pawn stuff, you could potentially get $5,000.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so the guys offered him 2.
Oh wow!
So
that's
it was pretty close. And the guy said, "Peace." Goes, I'm going to get more money for it somewhere else.
You absolutely would get more money from somewhere else. I mean,
yeah.
Mitch is like, I'll pay more for that.
I'm not buying it. I enjoy being married.
To be honest with you, it's one of those ones that came like right off of the production line, so it's just like a plastic.
Yeah, but you want to.
That's how the first one.
But Mitch, you want to have a nursery, right?
Creepy.
I mean, what's the?
Don't
I'm already
wish
gonna
that
have.
evil
There's
on
already gonna be one
my
little ginger hair thing in that nursery. I don't need 2 of them.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was interesting.
No, it was.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I don't know how the guy got the doll because usually you can't take props, but he got it somehow. So that was interesting.
Shady and awesome.
So let me ask you something, Nate.
Okay, here we go. I'm in.
All right. So video game movies typically are terrible.
Sure.
Horror video game movies outside of maybe Doom. Pretty
that's
bad.
A low bar.
It is. Resident Evil's okay, obviously, because they just made 800 of them.
Sure.
If Duke Nukem were getting remade
with John Cena,
yes, John Cena.
That is one of the best castings you could possibly do. I mean, it's gonna be trash.
Who gives a shit? It's
but
not a
that's
movie.
Great casting.
Duke Nukem is not a movie that needs a plot.
Yeah.
Is Duke Nukem the one with the bubblegum?
Yeah.
Well, technically, that's from They Live.
But he stole it.
But they gave it to Duke Nukem.
Hail to the king, baby.
Yeah, hail to the king, baby. Yeah, it's basically Doom, but like
throwing money at strippers.
With Arnold Schwarzenegger.
But throwing money at strippers.
With John Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it'll be John Cena, which is interesting because for the wrestling non-wrestling fans out there, I mean, John Cena is a pretty clean cut. I mean, that's their like superhero sort of character.
He's going R-rated.
No, Duke Nukem is like
Duke Nukem's like Duke Nukem is like the first guy getting taken down by the Me Too movement. Like he was like the first, he would have been like the first person.
All right.
So
His
terrible.
priority in the game is saving strippers.
No, not saving. Just throwing money at them.
Well, throwing money, true.
And then you can
but
also
that's
shoot them.
How else do you save them? You don't help them save up
Well,
for a college.
and then you shoot a rocket
education.
launcher into them and they explode. So totally different.
Yes, you can also do that.
Wow.
So yeah, I was pretty excited to see that.
Yeah. So in good movie, well, I don't know how good it's
Hey,
going to
that
be.
could be great. They're going to overthink it. Don't overthink it. Just give all 500 people that still play Duke Nukem what they want.
That's like what happens every time I transform movies. And like someone's like, you know what? We should maybe don't overthink.
We need
it.
to make this
the
deep.
shiny robots exploding.
We need to add depth to all these characters. No, you don't. Just
Yeah.
Doom could have just been the whole first-person shooter thing. That little like 15-minute segment could have been the whole movie. People
So
would have been fine
that's
with
been
it.
done. There's a movie called Hardcore Henry that I highly recommend.
Yes,
That
is that
awesome.
the one from the first person perspective?
Yeah. That one's fantastic. So yeah, if you do something like that, that'd be cool. So in good movie news, so Cloverfield God Particle got pushed back to April.
Oh no.
And now they're thinking that Netflix might buy the rights to it. Which is very
What do you think about that?
interesting. I think that would be fantastic.
But just from an early release, or do you think? I mean,
I don't know, because with the Annihilation movie, which also looks fantastic, Netflix was able to buy the rights to like everywhere but like the U.S. and China or something like that. And so whenever the movie releases in the U.S., it's going to just be streaming everywhere else in the world.
yeah.
And so if they did that with this, that would be awesome.
Okay.
So that'd be cool. I don't know.
Speaking of getting pushed back, I know you're probably upset about
Uh-oh.
this one, Nate, and I almost hesitate bringing it up. But Slender Man, you got pushed back to August 4th
No.
Why?
or 24th. Excuse me. I don't know. They don't really say. Just
Because like the trailer's out, and I thought it was like.
must be something in the editing. They
Sounds like
cut
it's
back.
got a slim margin of error.
So they realized how dumb it was and trying to buy themselves time, or
I don't know. I don't know if there's some with the test screening. I don't. They didn't say, but
Audiences said the premise of the movie seemed a little thin, so they're really.
And on that note,
all right. Y'all, do you have any other news
No.
you want to share?
Nope, just tell me the skinny on the next one.
That was good. That was actually well done.
God.
Well done. Well done. You know, it's the rule of threes.
Comedy comes in threes.
You gotta, by the third time, it's hilarious. Yeah. So I will just say, the last thing I have, or at least I'm sorry. Did you have any? Yeah. The last thing I had, there is a French zombie movie called The Night Eats the World. It looks pretty cool. So if you are like
What's
me,
it called?
The Night Eats the World.
that's not this
That
title.
sounds awesome.
Yeah. La nuit dévorait le monde. Yeah. She just wanted me to. The one language, the one other language. I don't even speak English that well, and I'm over here trying to speak French.
He's just literally swooning over here.
If you enjoy me trying to speak French, wait
We
till.
kept saying in French, the night that devoured the world.
Well, if you enjoy that, wait till this week when we tried to say a bunch of Japanese shit. I'm sure that will go just swimmingly.
Toshio. Got it.
Toshio.
Toshio.
Konnichiwa.
Oh yeah. So last thing before we roll out of here, Ellen Page has a zombie movie called The Cure that's coming out on VOD in February. The premise of this is probably not super like a super horror movie, but it looks interesting.
It's more psychological. Yeah.
In this case, the cured are folks who were zombies but have been turned back. And so they're sort of quarantined, and Ellen Page, I think it's her brother or brother-in-law or some family member that she brings in, and they clear him, and she's going to kind of be responsible for him. And it's kind of a look at how everyone sort of treats him now that he's been cured. Everyone's kind of afraid of will it come back. Looks really interesting. So different take on it. From the trailer, that they're still shambling people running around trying to eat people. So if you really want to see zombies, it's still in the movie. But I think it's going to be
It is a good take.
It's an interesting premise.
There's been a lot
no one's
of-
really done it.
Yeah,
so.
no one's really done that. That's kind of cool.
Now, I worry with Ellen Page's track record and it going direct to VOD, but
Yeah, that's weird.
What has she been in that's good? Juno?
so that was it. Her first movie.
Hard Candy? I liked.
I don't
All right.
see
Well, that Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
Sorry, Ellen. I tried. I got nothing else. I don't know.
I like her. I just can't think of anything she's been in.
Super
Sure.
was a movie.
Well, if that's not up your alley, Tina Romero is also coming up with Queens of the Dead, which is about zombies and gay people.
It's Yas Queens of the Dead.
Yas Queen of the Dead, yeah. No, I like that. That was good.
Like Romero's daughter? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
The daughter and the son are taking over separate projects.
Yeah.
Related to their father. So I wonder.
I get the impression the son is trying to be more reverent to his dad's work and trying to do something that's still in that kind of line. I think the daughter's trying to really make it her own, and
that's cool. Yeah, I'd prefer that.
Which is fine. I don't know. It just depends, right? It depends how you go with it. So I'll be.
How close to this is Queen of the Damned?
Not.
It sounds like it'll be totally different.
Also vampires.
That would be awesome, though.
Do you want Jonathan Davis to come back and sing all the songs for it again?
Yeah.
He just misses Aaliyah, and that's what
that would
it
be
is.
awesome.
We all miss
Aaliyah.
Hey, we all miss Aaliyah. T's and P's. So, All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for the news episode this week. Nate, where can they find us?
Sure. So you can find us on Spotify, on Stitcher, Google Play, iTunes, TuneIn Radio, and all your other podcast platforms. You can check us out at TexasPodcastMassacre.com. And later this week, we will be reviewing 2004's remake of a Japanese horror film, The Grudge, with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
That's right.
SMG.
That's the only person. Yeah, that's how my notes have her.
Me too. It's like, I can't write
I'm
this
not
out.
writing that.
Three names?
And I'm not just going to write Sarah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for listening. And from all of us here at Texas Podcast Massacre, just keep telling yourself it's only a movie. Good night.